You know, people ask me all the time, why Miami? Where did it begin? When did you feel called to ministry? Why are you a pastor? Why did you leave a growing church where you were doing well to do the craziest thing that you ever did? Where did it begin? And guys, it began right here. It actually began right here on this street in North Miami Avenue. I was 9 years old. I really had no idea where we were going and exactly what was happening. And so we pull up right here on this street and my dad says, hey, let's get down. And we start serving food to the homeless community. I had no idea that day would shape my life. It would turn me into the man that I am today, that a seed would be planted in my heart. And that one day I would be drawn back to this city, to these streets, and make the name of Jesus famous in Miami. My dad had turned his back on a lifestyle of drugs and a bunch of craziness. He was a successful businessman, but was surrounded with a lot of bad things. And so he gives his life to Jesus, but he didn't know the Bible. He really didn't fit that cookie cutter shape of what a pastor should look like. So before he was probably ready to preach from a pulpit, he said, hey, I'll go and I will tell the people in the streets of Miami what God is doing in my life. I'm still broken. I'm still messed up, but Jesus saved me. And that is where Love Unlimited was born, in the heart of a 9-year-old boy. So today we're celebrating 2 years of ministry. And it's great. But for 8 months, the doors of the churches of the world were closed. And when I was praying and wondering, God, what do we do now? Are we going to survive? God reminded me of this spot right here where I'm standing. I was 9 years old and my dad told me, tradúceme, translate what I am going to say. And it was the best sermon that I ever heard in my entire life. Words of the heart of a man that was broken and rejected and neglected by society and even established churches. And he said, what's burning inside of me, I have to let it out. And that is exactly what Love Unlimited did. In the middle of the pandemic, we went out to the streets. We fed the hungry. We loved the broken. We did worship. And then people started receiving Jesus online on our Wednesday night Zoom calls, when we were going and preaching in the streets. And so we started baptizing people right in front of their homes. We brought a baptism in front of their neighbors, in front of their friends, in front of their families. And the mission and the vision of what God birthed in our hearts was never more alive. So what's next? I wish I could tell you exactly what's next, but things still aren't back to normal. But I don't know if I want to go back to normal. God gave us the vision of having pop-up services, and we're having pop-up services down the street in Overtown. And then we popped up in Northwest Miami, and every single Sunday that we've met, the church keeps growing. And I'm reminded of a verse that God gave me, and it's right here in Isaiah 54. It says, enlarge the place of your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide. Don't hold back. Lengthen your cords. Strengthen your stakes, for you will spread out to the right and to the left and settle in desolate cities. That is the vision that God gave me. And I thought that it wasn't from God in 2020 because it was anything but that. We were confined to our homes. We were confined to screens, but nothing can stop the church of Jesus Christ. And I believe and I declare today that the best is yet to come.